It's Ketchup Packets.
Hey everybody, I'm Nate.
I'm Lewis.
I'm Sean.
And this is Ketchup Packets. Today we are watching Season 1, Episode 4 of Severance called The You Are.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys remember what that is?
It's the title of the book, the brother-in-law's book, right?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
right.
that's
That
right.
is Rickon's fifth book.
Rickon. It's not a name outside of Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Have you noticed the weird first names thing on this show? I don't know if it'll become more apparent later, but like the CEO of Lumen is named James Egan.
Oh.
And there was one of the people at Rickon's party in the first episode is named Rebecca. So like there's chopped names.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that doesn't become like a larger thing yet this season. It's just something I noticed about it. There's weird first names in this show.
Helly is Helen.
Yeah.
Right, with the it chopped off, right?
I would think so. Yeah, I mean,
like
Helly is. I think that's probably a nickname, right?
Yeah, maybe.
And Mark is obviously short for
Marcus. Markford.
Well, his name too, Mark Scout. You know, like that definitely feels like those are both sort of descriptors as well as names.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. Yeah, this is too much analysis for the pre-show.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
Last time on Severance, what happened?
So PD is on his way to the hospital.
Yeah, he collapsed.
Yeah, he collapsed. Yep,
Yes.
hit his head. The paramedics just like took their hands off him and let him fall on his face, which
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
not good practice. Maybe just
Well, I guess they're trying their best or something. I don't know.
sure.
Yeah.
It's better than them not being there, I guess.
The innies all went to the perpetuity wing.
That's
Right.
right.
Creepy.
Weird.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Cult.
Bioshock kind
yeah.
of displays.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that is. Let's see. The sister and the boyfriend dropped off the book, and the neighbor broke into his house and stole a candle and moaned about it. That's weird.
She did
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are all the things that happened.
Yeah, I'm
And Mark found the map on the back of the
right.
old pictures.
That's right.
On a picture map. That's
so
right.
Any Mark now has a dangling thread of a mystery to unravel. You know, not
Yes.
just outie Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's important to keep in mind that they cannot, like, their thoughts don't communicate. You know,
Right,
it's
right.
easy to forget that any Mark doesn't have this whole thing to think about that outie Mark is
Right.
dealing with.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting to be like, what? Like, here's a map of the building I'm in that I know all of it. Like, to feel like Mark knows his way around pretty well.
Well, he knows the locations he needs to visit, but I
That's
think that
true,
he
yeah.
doesn't know anything about anywhere he passes on the way to and from those places.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's intriguing.
Should we get into it?
Yeah,
or,
I think
any more
we should
pre-thought?
probably watch this episode, huh?
All right,
We have a
sounds good.
Patreon. There's a link down below if you're interested. If not, that's okay too. We appreciate you all, and let's watch this show.
Yeah.
All I can be is sorry, and that is all I am.
Oh yeah.
The break room. Yeah.
How is this not also psychologically tedious for Milchek, you know?
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
His job seems kind of sucky.
He gets to go home, though.
Yeah, and I guess you
Yeah.
also feel in control in the dynamic, so it's not
Yeah.
as bad as the one being forced to do something.
Yeah.
I'm afraid you still don't mean it.
Yeah, I do, man. Can I just go?
He's got a machine giving him readings on if she means it or not.
Yeah.
Still got to send you out on time, though.
Yeah. Weird.
Think you'd still be feeling weird after you walked out the door?
I think so.
I'm
Yeah.
sure there's
I mean,
physiological...
she's covered. Her clothes are covered in blood. She has a huge cut too. I'd just be like, "What? Yeah, what happened?"
Yeah.
It is kind of interesting.
Helly.
Oh, jeez. They do seem pretty serious about the. Nope, you leave at 8. Like for sure. All this other stuff.
Oh God, what fucking hell this would be. Oh.
So the only break was actually just to walk to the elevator and back.
Yeah.
200.
None may atone for my actions but me. And only in me shall their stain live on.
Now she means it.
Seems like she's starting to feel it.
Yep.
I really am sorry, okay? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No paraphrasing. Again.
He's
Jesus. Yeah, this is a
fantastic villain. That's like this. Did you? Oh shoot! What was that? What was that called? The late night MTV stretch of programming in the 90s.
I'm not
It's
sure.
like Aeon Flux. Yeah.
Toonami?
No.
That's Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
TV ones were even they're
Something
Very
I
adult.
Theater or something. This intro very much reminds me of that.
In the comments, what was that programming block?
Yeah.
oh yeah, Petey's phone.
That's right.
The dangling thread we forgot to talk about.
Oh shit.
So I guess there must not have been a name. You guys were trying to read the name on the phone last time.
Yeah. You gonna turn that off?
No.
Did you not read any Poe?
I wonder if, as department chief, you feel you should check on her progress?
Well, Mark doesn't have that power.
Well, he can ask.
He's not going to.
He might.
Okay.
Hi.
So sorry to interrupt.
Well, what are you doing
Exactly
here?
how the wet fuck do you know where this office is?
My predecessor, Alice Kay, came here once when they still did the summits and she left directions.
Give us them reversed.
Okay, it's all right.
He wants the directions reversed.
Irving, I kept thinking you mentioned the anticipation could distract from your work, which was the opposite of my intent. So I figured, heck, bring them over now. That way it won't be on your mind.
You brought pre-release handbook totes for us.
This is
Yeah, these guys.
What?
It's
Drop
just
them on the desk. Long hike back to O&D.
If an informal tour of O&D ever sounds refreshing, I'd be happy to personally offer that to Irving and any one of you. Directions are in the front bag, reversed.
Hard pass.
Okay.
Dylan's open hostility is pretty funny.
right.
yeah.
Thank you.
Also,
wonder
this
what-
this little love story is
Yeah, it's very funny. Yeah.
They seem smitten with each other.
Yeah, they do.
yeah.
Kia's whole original vision saw us all working together.
That was before O&D started disemboweling people's bowels.
Nonsense. I'll be back by one.
Jeez. Yeah, why is he so hostile?
He believes the stories about violent
Yeah.
confrontations.
How many times?
1072.
Damn.
Whew.
You know, the important thing is you apologize correctly. Now you're out.
God.
What you gotta do is trick the machine by thinking about
Brown
something
noser.
you're really sorry about. So, I like to imagine my Audi's love made with a MILF or two, which is obviously badass, but I do pity the husbands.
Jeez. It's like, what else do you even have to talk about? Tote bags?
Yeah. They're very exciting tote bags, though.
Apparently.
Break room sucks. But that's why we have protocols and procedures, so we don't end up there. You'll learn, I promise.
You'll learn. Yeah, his attitude about all this is unsettling.
I actually cried when you guys put up the youthful convalescence of Kia.
No.
I did. I never thought I'd see the handbook passage depicted visually. It was only up for a month or so. Man, what a month.
This is the saddest piece of all this for me. is the excitement over mundane, stupid things that mean nothing.
Cherished workers, drown it inside you.
Rise up from your deathbed and sally forth, more perfect for the struggle.
Exactly.
Are they gonna kiss now?
I can't believe you.
Remember we talked about how they're like basically kids. Like,
Yeah,
do they even
right.
really understand those kind of feelings?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
Maybe it's sort of like kids on the playground, like we're friends now.
I'm sorry.
I get the sense that it's more
time
like
is it?
like sixth graders that
Yeah.
like, you know, they get what these feelings are, but they don't have any experience with them. You know,
Yeah.
he seemed very overwhelmed by that hand on his
Yeah.
hand right there.
Yeah.
Really? I got to 4%.
Yes. Feels good, right?
I guess.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad you agree.
I just spent the last 2 days being tortured.
The hallway design is wonderfully, like, just nonsense.
Yeah.
It's like the Overlook Hotel where it feels like it's impossible. You know.
Yeah.
What?
What'd you see, buddy?
Yeah. Seems like he's going to places that he's maybe not supposed to be.
Oh, is he gonna find the book?
Oh.
Outside ideas.
It seems like it'd be very, very careless to leave that there.
Well, Helly was frantically escaping, and that's why
Yeah.
Milkshake left it. You know?
Yeah.
What's this?
Will you put that away?
But what do I?
It's a map of the hallways. You're such a hypocrite lecturing me on following the rules.
I wasn't lecturing you. I'm just trying to keep you out of the...
Trying to look out for you. Yeah.
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 It's got wellness, management, perpetuity, everywhere we know of. This must have taken him weeks.
Why aren't we supposed to map the office?
It's an Egan rule, render not my creation in miniature.
Why?
Weird.
What the fuck is this?
You're more loyal to this place than to your friend.
I'm loyal to how it felt around here before you showed up.
You mean when Petey was here?
Yeah, because there was balance. We could have fun and work without the whole goddamn department imploding.
Work is bullshit.
The work is mysterious and important.
Are you sure?
Certainty it brings us in the way that Kier would have wanted. Together. As a family.
I could not, with a razor to my throat, be less interested in being your family.
Yeah, Mark, you sound like such
Yeah.
a tool.
Well, he's saying what he thinks he's supposed to say for his role.
Yeah.
And you don't give a shit.
Feels like Dylan was a little disgusted hearing Mark talk that way too, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at him.
You're right. I don't give a shit.
Mark,
Oh, that's one of the good shredders, too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Helly. Now we can get back to work.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what they thought giving him a bunch of crap was gonna achieve.
Trying to get him to feel bad for being
It's an
a
emergency.
bootlicker.
Did it work?
I was going to get Mr. Milchek, but I thought it best not to break the chain of command.
It's just raining contraband today.
What do you mean?
It doesn't matter.
Be content in my words, and dally not in the scholastic pursuits of lesser men.
No books except the handbook, I know.
How all the rules have like a poetic
Helly called him out for bootlegging.
version.
Mark, what is this?
Maybe it's another PD message. Flip through, see if my name's anywhere.
I bet it's a loyalty test.
I'll be turning this into Milchik.
What? Why? It's booty. It's booty with your name on it.
Excellent decision, Mark. This is an idolatrous text that should be brought to him immediately.
It's like a shoulder angel and a
Yeah.
shoulder devil.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Helly.
Jesus, Helly.
I'm on a camera.
I am so sorry, Miss Cobell.
What is happening here?
What's happening is you're going to give me a video camera so I can tape a resignation to my outie
Right fucking now. Or you're going to have to explain to her why she's missing 4 fingers.
Okay. Let's just...
Let's do some violence against our outie if they won't let us quit.
Yeah.
Do I look like I'm fucking around right now?
No,
Right.
no, you do not.
Helly?
Hi, Mark. I'm just catching up with your trainee.
Yeah, they're gonna blame him for this.
Of course.
I think, just for clarity of message to your outie, I would leave the blades on my fingers.
Yeah. Like, this is what I had to do to get this camera.
Seemed like the Helly issue could really be solved by just meeting her outside when she leaves and saying, "I'm sorry, you've been fired.
Yeah.
Please don't come back."
Well, boss, guess this is the part where I should tell you to go to hell. Except you're already here.
Ooh.
Close. It's gonna open back up.
I was never sorry.
Yep.
I understand that you're unhappy with the life that you've been given.
Oh.
You know what? Eventually we all have to accept reality. So,
Ooh.
I am a person. You are not.
Oh. Your outie's an asshole.
And if you ever do anything to my fingers, know that I will keep you alive long enough to horribly regret that.
What are you gonna do?
Your resignation request is denied.
Jeez.
Or it could be faked. But either way.
I mean,
That seems like it was her.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty sincere.
She's wearing the same clothes, like she went upstairs and made that.
Yep.
Scroll down to explore our rustic birthing cabins. I don't know. Just looks more like.
I don't buy it.
They done killed him, Mark. That's his heart bleeding in the or beating in the floorboards.
Since Petey reintegrated,
The board's never acknowledged reintegration.
we have to get his chip.
His corpse is scheduled to be destroyed by cremation following his funeral on Sunday.
So go get it then.
I feel like a corporation asking for their property back, even if it means digging it out of a dead man's skull, is kind of like low-key acceptable in the real world.
They would probably just do it. Just be like, "Hey, we need to do a surgery on the corpse."
Yeah.
We need to be present for the autopsy or whatever they'd say. It'd be like, "We have property to recover."
Oh, poor, poor man. Well, on the upside, at least now we both have a date. Oh, there he is. If you'd like to go in and pay your respects, I'll wait right here for you.
Yeah, I think I might swing by the bathroom, but I'll see you in a sec.
Like, I'd prefer not to attend this whole thing with you.
I wonder which side of her personality more accurately, like, reflects her true feelings, you know, up towards him.
I mean, it's all her. It's all just part of her.
Right. Red, please.
But it would be hard to treat somebody you despise with respect, and hard to treat someone you respect with malice.
Yeah, it's true.
In different situations.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah. Also, her name is Harmony. Which I know.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You're from Lumen. So you didn't even know him at all.
Well, I just figured I'd know him.
Hey, Mom. They want to start.
Why wouldn't you just be like,
Hi, are you June?
Maybe she has some feelings about him being severed or the severance thing, and so it bothers her to be reminded of it here.
No, I actually did know him in real life, though. He came and stayed at my house.
Well, but that seems dangerous to talk about.
Yeah, sure.
Do you ever think that maybe the best way to deal with a fucked up situation in your life isn't to just shut your brain off half the time?
Well, actually,
Say your prayers, little one. Don't forget my son to include everyone.
oh,
Tuck you in, warm within, keep you free from sin till the Sandman he comes.
What's the significance of the song, though? Enter Sandman, you know? It's gotta be something.
Yeah.
With the sleepwalking that the severed people are doing.
Interesting. Yeah. Oh, man.
It's just a monster under your bed, in your closet, in your head.
Strains credibility a little bit.
Yeah.
That she could do this without being noticed.
You know, you have to wonder if maybe they talked to the staff at the funeral home and we're like, we have to retrieve this thing and it has to be done. Like, you know, that's the thing that's I'm questioning about all this is like, you know, if this is all above board, why are they needing to do it sketchy like this?
Ooh, that's a rough one. Maybe the funeral's got him feeling, second guessing whether or not he should be severed, but then he's being like, but I can't cope with this, so what else am I gonna do, you know?
Yeah, but it's not like all he's doing is taking 8 hours of the day that he could be dealing with it out of his life.
Right, but
it doesn't seem like he's thinking about it that way.
Yeah.
That's Petey.
That's Petey.
She's like, yeah, I'm a fucking
Would you
monster.
mind taking that up to diagnostics for me?
Why'd he scoff at that?
Yeah.
Was he happy or is he kind of like, really?
If I embarrassed myself.
You didn't. Unless you did. Are you embarrassed?
No.
You were so cute.
Yep.
I think I sleep 15 hours a night up there.
It's a character flaw.
Just means you're a party guy, Disco King.
I can't be falling asleep, Burt.
Who cares?
The handbook cares.
Oh,
No
right.
workplace
He
shall be
dreams of
worth
black
it.
goo.
And through ye, I will whisper on when I am 10 centuries demised.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Irving is very enthralled to see someone else quote the handbook like he does.
Thanks, O&D.
It would be cute if it wasn't so... They're just so stunted.
Yeah.
You know?
See you soon.
What are you gonna do?
What's she gonna do?
Clearly, she will admit defeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She seems like that type.
Working up till the bell, huh, Dylan?
What's he gonna do?
Looks like you're snooping.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's just a little shit.
Yeah, just leave it alone, man.
He just knew Mark had it, though. He doesn't, he wants to share in the contraband.
I ask people to
That's his
sculpt
candle.
how they feel out of clay.
Yeah.
Destiny, an acrostic poem experienced by the author Rickon Hale.
Ugh.
You don't like acrostics?
I don't like the phrase an acrostic poem experience.
S is for stewardship of home and of earth. T is for terror, which gives us more worth.
2-person department, huh?
I is for destiny, friends, shall deliver all yonder.
Hey, how are you? Good. Yeah? Seems like you're getting the hang of stuff here.
Whoa. We're gonna leave on that? Fucking A.
I kind of expected her to, like, go down the elevator with the noose on, standing on the trash can, and exit,
right,
and then have her have her outie wake up in that condition.
I mean, I don't think that was like a perfectly placed and tied noose that's gonna snap her neck or anything. I think that she will be choking as she goes upstairs.
Yeah.
So you got the right idea with what she's doing there.
He's like, oh, you're gonna keep me alive, huh?
I'm not a person, huh? I do seem to have the power to influence your experience.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking like, that's when you get that tape. That's when I'm like, I'm gonna chop the tip of my finger off, and then we'll see how you feel about it.
Okay, we are now enemies.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I inhabit your body.
Yeah, if you're going to leave me in this hell, I'm taking you down with me.
Yeah.
But she threatened her. The outie threatened her. She said, if you do anything to my fingers, I will keep you alive long enough to sincerely regret that, So it's...
Yeah.
Which also seems like... I don't know. How good is the outie's life that maybe quitting the job that makes you want to cut your fingers off? Like...
Yeah,
dude,
it's an interesting question.
Dude, you get... You're paid, you live a life, and you don't have to go to work. You never have to experience work. Whatever that any is experiencing, it never has to cross your mind. You never have to be affected by it.
No, but I'm saying, like, now the effects are there. Like, if the innie cuts off the finger, like, the outie still has to live the rest of their life with that cut off finger, right? The innie ceases to exist the moment that the outie doesn't go back to work.
The outie can also probably communicate with Lumen once this has happened and be like, okay, you can take steps to make sure my outie's not able to hurt me, take the paper cutter away, please, you can do other things, it's like you do treat your innie like they're not a person and like they're a slave who's there to the Black Mirror episode, where I think they do this technology in a few episodes actually, but like where they will copy, like they put a little cookie in your brain to copy you to be an AI system for your house.
The Christmas episode
exactly,
does that,
that's
right?
the first one that does that, I think. Yeah, but it feels like that's what this is. Where like you're sort of making an AI copy of yourself that thinks it's you, but it's not. I mean, that's not what's happening here. The producers and stuff have confirmed that the severed floor physically exists. The people physically go in there and stuff. It's like it's all really happening. It's not simulated or anything.
Have they confirmed that the outside world exists? It's the outside world simulation.
Oh, that'd be the twist.
Yeah, and I'd just be like, ugh.
That's a rug pull that could ruin the show.
The job is real, but in the outside world, they've died and gone to purgatory.
They've tricked all these people into thinking that they leave for 8 hours a day and actually live actual real lives.
Yeah.
Just so that they'll be there all the time.
Well, did you see on Petey's map? There is like the little houses and it says some people might live here.
Yeah.
So what's going on? This is all a map of this one floor?
Yeah,
what is that?
It's weird. And then there's the whole, the reveal about O&D was very much like, I feel like that kind of confirms their subjects. They're being harvested in some fashion. I feel like that's... I think so.
I think it was the whole designing the tote bags and stuff. I think that's all a front for like what their actual job is.
Yeah.
I mean, there were a bunch of them in there working at machines and stuff. It didn't seem to be like paintings and tote bags. And,
sure didn't.
And I find it an interesting tidbit that the two like front-facing optics and design people, like that and other people can see, are both really old. And Christopher Walken talked about being like a first edition guys. It's like, it feels like they've been around for a while or something.
Yeah. And that, like, we couldn't quite see what they were looking at. The thing that it reminded me of, they looked like 3D printers. Like large 3D printers.
I'm questioning what Christopher Walken's motivations are here. It seems like if your entire life is about treating these people like lab rats in some capacity, even if your front-facing is, persona is about decorating the office, obviously they're doing something more nefarious back there. Like, why even get close to one of them? Don't talk to the lab rats. Just don't talk to them. Don't interact with them at all, Like, and maybe being at odds with the two departments kind of being at odds with each other is better than trying to gain one of their trust or something,
So you think you're saying optics and design is working to study MDR somehow, or that maybe, like the people that because he's lying, that means that he's like on another level of understanding what's going on. The MDR people are. The MDR people are sort of the most blind to all this.
Yeah, sort of. That is kind of what I'm, because it seems like their task in particular is extremely nebulous. They're just isolating the scary numbers,
different numbers elicit different emotions. It's not only scary.
Right, but still, that is a very weird task.
It seems like a task that you would make somebody do for 8 hours in order to get more other information from their haptics, from their heart rate or their brain activity, and measuring them rather than them actually doing anything consequential.
Doesn't it feel also like there's a weird disconnect between the level of secrecy and everything with everything they're doing, but then they seem to be unsupervised entirely for much, they can wander about sort of doing whatever and have contraband in their possession, and they're not always on camera so they'll get noticed or something, they seem to be able to hide things and stuff. I don't know, there's a weird incongruousness to the level of scrutiny they're under.
I feel like they're always being watched, even if they're being allowed to do literally rats in a maze. Let's see what they do. Will they sit at the desk and just look for the scary numbers all day? And they probably will get contraband. I'm sure that the people who are in charge know about all the contraband that they have. There's security cameras everywhere. The whole place is bugged for sound, I'm sure. I mean, I don't know, not for sure.
But how would it not be?
Exactly.
There were definitely when Irving was meeting with Burt in the hallway, it looked like there was one of those fisheye camera setups over the drinking fountain, over the picture over the drinking fountain. And so, I would assume that they are, but they don't necessarily act like they're under observation all the time.
Right.
And the other thing is, they could be under observation all the time, but those people cease to exist for the other, 16 hours a day, and they cannot communicate. They have the magic of the code detector. So I think if they're being observed, if they're being experimented on, giving them that latitude while also kind of crushing their soul with things like the break room, I don't know, that'd probably be interesting to some psychopath.
I feel like it could even just be as simple as, is it possible to get a person to sit in a stark building and be okay with it, and just break them to the point where they're seeing the scary numbers and just experimenting with human behavior in the absence of any other thing in their lives, any other interest.
If it's psychological experiments without all the other variables. Interesting. That's an interesting take on it. And so, in that same vein, we have Mark's wellness session at the end of the episode here, where his candle was burning in it, and then Miss Casey asked him to sculpt how he feels out of clay, and he made the tree. So there seems to be some bleed through. Between the two minds.
And that's all, the scent of the candle is, the memory is not there in terms of recognizing it, but that's going to be, deep in his brain.
It's deep subconscious something where some things must bleed through.
Which is weird. Like, okay, Cobell? Mm-hmm. Harmony Cobell. Harmony Cobell, yeah. I think that session that she asked for is not necessarily part of the grander plan from the board and so on. Mm-hmm. That feels like that was some plan that she has.
Yeah.
Maybe?
It did feel that way, yeah. She seems to be... She's got weird ideas. That much we know about Miss Cobell / Mrs. Selvig.
And if I was going to say... If I was looking for what the motivations were for that specific thing that she was like, he's going to need it and stuff, I think she actually does kind of like Mark. I think she likes him as a person, like, outside, you know? She, like, is his next door neighbor and, you know, could be faking it, I guess, but also, like, if she can see both sides of it, it's like, okay, well, he's just kind of like a lonely guy who's, like, mourning his dead wife, and at work, he's the toe-the-line guy. He's on the side of the company at the same time. So, you know, I think that she actually maybe was just trying to do something. I don't think anything that they do is just out of the kindness of their heart, but I think that there was a piece of that that's like, yeah, he might just need some wellness time.
Yeah. And
Poor guy.
Yeah, it struck me because you were talking about Burt getting, like, why would he start caring for Irving? But I feel like there is a similar, not maybe the same relationship, but like an echo of that or a mirror of that in terms of how Harmony and Mark are that relationship there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else for this week's episode?
That relationship, I saw myself sort of smiling when they were first, like, being kind of flirtatious with each other. It's like almost like a camaraderie flirtation. It wasn't necessarily. There's nothing romantic in there necessarily that I can see the smile fell from my face though, because I was like, these people have no understanding at all. What do they even like? They're basically, it's almost like it's an isolation relationship. It's they're the only new person they've seen in forever, except for Helly, who seems
they have
to hate
one or two things in common, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my goodness, this deep connection with this person.
Right, but when you have,
like I said, it's like sixth graders.
A sum of total, like 10 total things that make up your existence, having one or two things in common is pretty good.
Yeah,
He quotes the handbook of the place we both work at.
The thing that gets me as I was watching that was it's very much like you see it a lot in like dystopian young adult fiction. Like in this oppressive society, these two people find their relationship with each other, but in those like stories, those books and movies, it's always, you know, a young man and a young woman who come together. But in here, it's just these two old nerds.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, and so apparently John Turturro got cast on this show as Irving, and then they asked him to name who he thought should get the role of Burt, and Christopher Walken was his first choice.
That is
all right.
Awesome.
So, yeah,
that's fantastic.
That is awesome.
So they have in an outside the show sort of chemistry together that they brought to these roles.
That's
these
great.
Parts of Irving and Burt.
I love them both, and I'm glad that they're friends in real life.
I'm stoked that they're both on this TV show. Like, they're both actors that I really love, and so it's great that there's like a show that has them in the cast. I only ever expect to see those guys in movies.
Yeah, it's pretty rad.
Although John Turturro is on a great HBO miniseries called The Night Of that I recommend highly.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, anything else?
Oh, I think I'm good for this week.
Wow, this is a lot. This show leaves you with a lot to think about.
Yeah, it's a head scratcher.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on this journey with us, guys. We appreciate everyone who's watching. I'm really happy that we actually have an audience for this one.
Yeah, I'm stoked about the size of the Severance audience.
Yeah.
People seem to like it.
Yeah, and I love, we love all the chatting in the comments. We do read them, so like we appreciate that you try to avoid spoilers as much as possible so that we can kind of experience it as it goes along. And besides that, I'm Nate.
I'm Lewis.
I'm Sean.
And this is Ketchup Packets.